I want to welcome everyone again to the How To for Job Success and Career Advancement webinar presented by My Employment Options. My name is Tina Gagney, and I'll be your moderator as well as one of the presenters. We are very excited to have each of you here. Closed captioning is also available today. To turn on, click the Closed Caption CC button on the bottom of your toolbar. And if you decide you would like to turn it off, simply click the same Closed Caption C button again. On the next slide, we're going to share with you a little bit more about My Employment Options. My Employment Options, or MEO for short, is an authorized employment network and a free federal Social Security Ticket to Work program. We provide free work from home and on-site employment and career services for qualified persons ages 18 to 64 who are receiving SSDI or SSI benefits across 48 states and Washington, D.C. To apply with us, visit myemploymentoptions.com and click Apply Now. For those of you who may not be receiving SSDI or SSI benefits, we are glad that you are here. We also have two other divisions, MEO Staffing and Ask MEO, that might be beneficial for you. We will share other employment resources with you later in the webinar. Ticket to Work, why choose us? My Employment Options has over 20 years of expertise, long-standing employer partnerships, personal job counselor assistance, and a certified benefits specialist on staff. Many of our staff are Ticket to Work participants, including yours truly, and we practice the personal touch. Again, welcome. I have the honor and pleasure of introducing my co-host for today's webinar, Miss Sarah Lynn. Sarah has been a community employment counselor since 2011. She assists clients in finding jobs in their communities aligned with their career and financial goals so they can achieve self-sufficiency. Since 2022, I have worked as a community employment counselor with My Employment Options, helping individuals secure meaningful employment in their communities while empowering them to achieve independence and long-term self-sufficiency. Sarah and I are very glad that you've joined us today, and we look forward to spending this time with you. Today, we'll be covering the following topics for both work from home and community employment: how to be successful in your job, how to advance in your career, how to ask for a raise, and how to leave with grace. Sarah and I will be walking you through the details of each topic, sharing suggestions, examples, and helpful tips to help you feel confident and prepared for job success and career advancement. We have broken the process down into the following steps: be ready to start, be healthy, manage stress, be competent, and be a team person. I will get us started with be ready to start. Starting a new job can feel even more nerve-wracking than the interview. Most of us have been there, including myself. A little preparation can go a long way in building confidence. If you'll be commuting, do a test run. Leave 15 to 20 minutes early so you know exactly how long it takes, and beware of the parking and entrance locations. Lay out your outfit the night before and make sure child care or pet care plans are confirmed. Most importantly, give yourself grace. No one expects you to know everything on the first day. Starting a remote job comes with its own unique adjustments, so setting yourself up properly makes a big difference. Create a dedicated workspace that feels professional and comfortable. Test everything ahead of time so you're not troubleshooting on your first morning. Posting a Do Not Disturb sign can help minimize interruptions. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Working from home takes adjustments, but with structure and preparation, you'll transition well quickly. Next, Sarah will review strategies for managing stress.
Thanks, Tina. To be successful in your job, first and foremost, take care of yourself. Self-care is important because it helps you manage stress. Stress can cause anxiety, memory issues, and difficulty concentrating. Yes, work is important. It gives you a sense of purpose, it gives structure to your life, and it provides income for you and your family. However, don't let work take over your life. To prevent stress and burnout, find other ways to enrich your life, and we'll be sharing some tips today for a good work-life balance. Studies have shown that positive messages decrease stress, boost your self-confidence, and increase optimism. Research also has shown that we believe the things we tell ourselves, so make sure the messages you give yourself are positive. Put positive messages on Post-it notes and spread them around in your workspace, in your home, wherever you'll see them often. Find positive people who will be supportive of you. If you're eligible for our services, your employment counselor will provide support and assistance. When there's a lot of negative news, turn it off. Whenever possible, avoid negative people, especially coworkers. For example, you could sit at the other end of the table during team meetings. Think of positive things to say that will counter negative remarks. This can also help build your team's morale. If someone is talking loudly or aggressively during a conference call or Zoom meeting, turn down the volume. Of course, you want your work to be accurate, yet being a perfectionist is very stressful. Don't sweat the small stuff. Mistakes do happen sometimes. Be kind to yourself rather than beating yourself up over mistakes. Learn from them. You could ask yourself questions such as, was I rushing? Did I need more information? Figure out what went wrong, take steps to prevent it from happening again, then stay calm and carry on. Time management is important for success in your job. Organize your workspace and your work itself so that you can easily find things to save time, which will minimize stress. Prioritize your work. Make to-do lists to keep yourself on track. Trying to remember things can be very stressful. Create a step-by-step plan for tasks and projects so that they are more manageable. Set timelines for projects rather than stressing about deadlines. Learning to delegate tasks is a valuable skill that will help manage workflow and lighten your workload. Of course, you'll need to figure out which tasks should be done by yourself and which tasks are okay to delegate. Have you ever thought, I can't take a break, I have way too much to do? Well, studies show that breaks can help decrease stress and prevent that. It improves your performance throughout the day, and it reduces the need for a long recovery at the end of the day or on your days off. Good time management also helps with maintaining work-life balance. Eating healthy is very important. You've probably heard the saying, get more bang for your buck. Well, think get more punch for your munch. Choose foods that are packed with nutrition, vitamins, and minerals. B vitamins are especially good for focus and concentration, which can help you be successful. Do some research online to explore which veggies and proteins provide vitamins to support brain health. Preparing meals in advance saves time during the week and it promotes healthy eating. Think about plandovers, for which you cook one day and have a plan for the leftovers the next. This really is a time saver. There's lots of good ideas online for meal preparation strategies. For healthy snacking, stock up on grab-and-go foods like carrot sticks, cubed cheese, whole grain crackers, or hard-cooked eggs. Grabbing a donut for breakfast or a sweet treat midday can give you a super sugar high. However, beware of the sugar high crash. Eating whole grains can give you sustained energy throughout the day. Going for more caffeine to prevent a midday slump can be good, but avoid too much caffeine as that can cause anxiety or that jittery, jumpy feeling. Remember, some sodas and energy drinks are overloaded with caffeine. Pay attention to how your body responds to different foods and vegetables and what helps you maintain your energy levels throughout the day. Sleeping well is important for success. Each person varies on how many hours of sleep they need for their best functioning. For most people, that's 7 to 8 hours. Set yourself up a schedule, like a routine, to ensure that you get enough sleep. Electronic devices are really not good for relaxing before bed because their artificial light can actually increase your alertness at a time when you should be getting sleepy. Seriously, I don't mean no caffeine, just know when to stop to ensure that it doesn't interfere with your sleep. For most people, that's about 6 hours before bedtime. Some people can drink coffee in the evening and have no problem. However, some people it does have an effect on them. And remember, foods such as coffee, ice cream, and even chocolate can contain caffeine. You know that annoying street light that shines into your bedroom? Well, consider getting some blackout curtains. To minimize noise in your environment, many people find using what's called white noise is helpful. This can be the soothing hum from a fan or from a sound machine, and there's actually apps you can download to your smartphone that provide a relaxing bedtime environment. Remember the Goldilocks story? She wanted things not too hot, not too cold. Actually, research shows that having your bedroom on the cool side is best for healthy, uninterrupted sleep. Be sure to check the thermostat and adjust it if needed just before you tuck in. And now Tina has some awesome tips on being healthy through exercise.
Sarah, talk about something that often gets pushed aside, taking care of yourself. Balancing work and personal responsibilities isn't always easy, but setting healthy boundaries and making your well-being a priority truly makes a difference. While we're looking at self-care, let's discuss incorporating breaks into your daily routine. Adding movement to your day doesn't have to mean a full workout at the gym. Even 10 to 15 minutes of stretching, a short walk, quick desk exercise break can boost your energy and improve focus. Stretching, meditation, and deep breathing are all great ways to reset yourself. Remember, you perform at your best when you feel your best. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's smart. Work hard, rest well, live fully. That's the real win. If you're feeling stretched between work and home life, you're definitely not alone. One of the best things you can do is set clear boundaries. Turn off your email notifications, mute work chats, and give yourself permission to step away. Create small routines to help you transition from work mode to home mode. For example, take a shower, change into comfortable clothes, go for a short walk, or spend a few minutes with family or friends. Balance isn't a luxury, it's the secret to sustainable success. Life gets busy, but carving out personal time is essential for your well being. Treat yourself personal time like an appointment you can't miss. Try blocking it out on your calendar. Seeing it scheduled makes it easier to follow through. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it helps you show up fully for everything else in your life. So make yourself a priority. Schedule it, protect it, and live it. Now we're going to review Be Competent. Competence isn't shown by talking, it's proven by doing. Start by knowing what's expected from your job. Ask for a job description or check in with your supervisor. Remember, responsibilities can evolve over time. When problems come up, spend a few minutes trying to figure them out on your own, and then hesitate to ask for help. Asking questions is actually a strength. Take your time to do tasks accurately, make an effort to remember instructions, and jot down notes to help you stay on track. Own your mistakes, acknowledge them, learn from them, and move forward. Steve Martin wisely said, "Be so good they can't ignore you." Being competent makes being professional in all your interactions, whether talking or emailing with clients, coworkers, or supervisors. Being productive and efficient, start each day with a clear to-do list. Prioritize key tasks and staying productive. Be dedicated and take pride in your work. Doing so not only benefits your employer, but also boosts your confidence and sets up for long-term success. Remember, your employer hired you, so they have confidence in your abilities. Use our tips to be the best you. In our next section, Sarah will talk about accommodations.
Thanks, Tina. Accommodations can help individuals with disabilities to be confident and successful in their jobs. Accommodations are adjustments or modifications so that people can perform the essential functions of their job efficiently and productively. The most common types of accommodations are equipment and schedules. Accommodations can be things like an ergonomic keyboard, chair, or desk. Ergonomic equipment can reduce discomfort and increase performance. Allowing more frequent breaks or making a schedule adjustment are also accommodations. If you have a disability, you can learn more about the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act, by visiting the Department of Labor's website. Fun fact, the U.S. celebrated the 35th anniversary of the ADA just last year in 2025, 35 years, wow. You'll be able to access this link when you receive the webinar presentation in about a week or so. Otherwise, you can just look it up online. If you're a client of My Employment Options, be sure to speak with your employment counselor if you believe you need accommodations. We can help you with how to approach asking for accommodations. Also, we refer our clients to the Job Accommodation Network if needed. They're experts on accommodations. They provide free consulting services on all aspects of accommodations, including the process, ideas for accommodations, vendors for equipment, referral to other resources, ADA compliance assistance, particularly for employer, and helping you advocate with your employers with your permission. I've met some of their wonderful staff, and they've been very responsive and helpful to our clients. Again, this is a link that you can access when you receive the presentation, or just research for them and find them online. Being a team person can help you be successful, starting with being friendly and outgoing to boost your team's morale. That's an important part of being a team. Positive attitudes and smiles are contagious, so spread them around. Being a good communicator, both when you're listening and speaking, is also important to your team. On our resources slide, we've included a link for building communication skills. Remember and think about your body language. It's a large percentage of the message that you're sending. Whether you're speaking face-to-face or using a webcam, be sure to maintain eye contact and have a relaxed posture rather than a closed posture. Pay attention to the other person's nonverbal cues as well to understand their message and their mood. Be aware of how your tone of voice and your speech pattern could change the message that you're sending. Tone of voice comes through on emails and other communications, not just when you're speaking. Ask questions rather than making assumptions or judgments. If you're not sure what someone meant, just check in with them instead of having miscommunication problems. We don't always know what's happening with that other person. You may want to ask them something like, I noticed you don't seem yourself today. Did something happen? And last but definitely not least, remember to be courteous in all your interactions. Please and thank you. Foster positive relationships and make other people feel valued. Once you're getting proficient in your job, it's time to plan how to advance in your career. And we have tips on these topics throughout this section. Be motivated, be creative, be a mentee. That means finding a mentor who will help you with your career. Be a learner, be a networker, be a salesperson, and be an SMART goal setter. To get noticed in the workplace, you could start by taking the initiative. Research your company's mission to learn about what the company's objectives are. Also, research their careers page to find out what career paths might be available. When you speak with your manager, emphasize you want your job performance to align with the company's objectives. Share your career goals and ask about staff development. Some companies have a staff development program. Otherwise, other companies just do it on a case-by-case, person-by-person basis. Good managers will respect this display of confidence and maturity. Asking for new projects or responsibilities that would increase your value to the team and the company can help advance your career. Volunteering to help out other teams or departments when you have time available demonstrates your dedication. It also puts a spotlight on your strengths and the value you add to the business. When you do more than what's asked of you and go above and beyond, management will take notice of your motivation. Being creative is important for advancing your career. Problem solving is a skill that can be learned. I even saw a book titled Problem Solving 101 that would be starting with the basics. Toward the end of our presentation, we have some resources and some links, and there's one called Learn Free that helps you explore how to generate new ideas, solve problems in fresh ways, and bring more innovation into your everyday work and life. People may say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Yet there's often room for improvement. Watch for things that are not working so well. And then when there are problems, here's some steps to solve them. First, identify the issues to clarify what the problem is. Then consider everyone's interest to be a good team person. Develop a list of possible solutions. And here's where creativity and thinking outside the box can be useful. The good news, we're really all naturally creative. Creativity skills can also be increased with practice and perhaps some training. Look for original and new approaches to problems. Evaluate the options for what will work best and select one or more options to put into practice. Then be sure to revisit and assess how well it's working. Coming up with creative solutions to problems will make you, your team, and your manager look good. To be a mentee, first look around. Is there someone that you look up to and who's a good role model? Search for someone who's experienced and knowledgeable in your chosen field. Mentors can provide expertise, support, and guidance. It can be either in informal or formal relationships. Some companies even have mentorship programs. Otherwise, you could research your existing network, look at former managers, senior colleagues, alumni from your school, or contacts that you have made through professional organizations. You may find a mentor through other networking, and we've got some helpful tips on networking coming up. Tina will present them in a few minutes. Research shows that mentors can help you advance in your career. 4 out of 5 promotions. That's pretty high. So being a learner can help you advance in your career. So learn new things on an ongoing basis and build your skills toolbox to help yourself achieve your career goals. Take time, or better yet, make time to read articles and research information that's relevant to your job and that will keep you on top of what's trending. If you're thinking about changing careers, look into that field, get to know the language and any steps needed to get there. Career mapping tools are like a GPS. They provide direction and help you get where you're going. They can help you plan and manage your professional growth by mapping out potential roles, identifying skills gaps, and setting goals. We've included a link to the Career One Stop website that provides industry-specific models and tools to visualize career paths and the required credentials. There's other career mapping tools that you can find with a simple online search. Later in our presentation, we'll be sharing some tips on SMART goals. So, being a learner, first set a timeline in writing. That makes your goals more real and more solid and therefore more achievable. Break down the steps needed to achieve your learning goals. Research schools, find out about financial aid, look into how long it's going to take to complete the program. Some programs you can get a certificate or they'll prepare you for certification exams within just a few months. Programs for degrees such as an associate, bachelor's degrees, or even advanced degrees will take longer, but they may be needed for some careers. Then, whenever you have those new skills in the bag or a degree in hand, be sure to update your resume and your LinkedIn profile as well if you have one. And we have some really solid goal setting tips coming up. And now Tina will share strategies on how to be a networker.
Thanks, Sarah, for those great tips. Be a networker. Networking is one of the most valuable tools for growing your career. Start with LinkedIn, connect with new and existing contacts, or their networks, and don't be afraid to ask for introductions. Other great options include your local Chamber of Commerce, Toastmasters, or any industry-specific workforce job group. Many offer a free first event, though some may have a small fee. Remember, LinkedIn is a professional networking platform. It's not Facebook. So avoid posting information unrelated to work. The ultimate goal is to build meaningful work connections. Research shows that up to 80% of job opportunities are found through networking, proving the saying, it's not just what you know, but who you know. Networking is something I always advise to my clients, and surrounding yourself with accomplished people can inspire you to help elevate your own achievements. Here are some tips to make networking work for you. Stay in touch with past colleagues and classmates. They can provide valuable referrals. Attend industry events, webinars, or local meetups to meet new people. Offer value to your connections by sharing helpful resources or advice. Networking is a two-way street. While building new connections is important, don't forget to engage with your current contacts. Sometimes the best opportunities come from people you already know. Be a SMART SMART goal setter by using the SMART framework: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Create clear vision and plan for your career. Write down your goals and the steps to achieve them, and post a list where you'll see it often. I keep a vision board hung above my desk and check it off when I complete each task or goal. It gives me a sense of accomplishment and motivates me to keep growing. Break big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate milestones to stay motivated and revisit and adjust goals as needed. Pay if your path changes along the way. Start setting goals by looking at your current strengths and identify areas which you want to grow. Common goals include expanding your professional knowledge through college courses, workshops, certifications, or employer training. Volunteering, meeting new people, and trying new experiences can also fuel career growth and open doors you may not expect. Steps to remember: set your goal, create a plan, take action, and stay committed. And now Sarah's going to review being a salesperson.
Seriously, you don't really need to toot your own horn, yet you do need to learn how to represent yourself when you talk about your strengths and achievements to your company's management. If you don't like to think of it as selling yourself, think of it instead as representing yourself. There's a number of reasons why you should talk about the value you deliver to your team and your company. Be sure to show your excitement, your passion, and dedication when you're representing yourself. Talk about your abilities and what you have achieved through poise and self-confidence. If you duck the limelight or avoid promoting yourself, you could miss out on well-deserved promotions. When your manager compliments you on a job well done, don't brush it off. Say how much the recognition means to you, and then add something worthwhile that highlights the importance of your contribution. For example, you might say, "Thank you for the positive feedback. I put a lot of work into that project, so it's really rewarding that it was successful." You never know when opportunity is going to knock. So, one thing that you want to do is keep your resume up to date. It's one of the most important tools to represent yourself. Add new skills, knowledge from trainings and continuing education, and any certifications. And be sure to include those extra projects that you tackled and successfully completed. Show your new level of responsibilities after a promotion. Also, remember to update your LinkedIn profile if you have one. If you need help with your LinkedIn profile research, there's a lot of free tutorials online. And in just a little bit, Tina will be sharing some tips on how to quantify your achievements and demonstrate your value. So in this section, how to ask for a raise, We've got some tips starting with how to be knowledgeable, be prepared, and build your case, and also to be professional. So starting with be knowledgeable, find out what the company policy is. Some places, employees are reviewed and may receive a raise after the first 90 days. Other companies, you may have to be employed up to a full year to be considered for a raise. Ask your human resources representative if you don't know the company policy. Research the job market in your area to find out if your position is in demand. You can also do a search to determine pay rates for your position. Indeed, Glassdoor have many salary rates listed. Timing is essential. After a business slump or staff layoff is not a good time to ask for a raise. In building your case, you might ask, how do I do that? Keep a log, perhaps even from day one, and update it periodically. Every payday, when you look at your paycheck and you think, wow, I'd really like to see that grow, that's a good time to update your log. You could also use your calendar or an app on your computer or smartphone to set reminders. Be sure to note on your log any kudos or commendations from your manager and also from customers. Then brainstorm all the concrete reasons why you deserve a raise and write them down. Include things like you completed projects before deadlines, streamlined processes, or developed solutions for problems. When your manager tells you, wow, you finished that project in half the time expected, note that on your log. Then prepare to make your case and speak to your manager in a confident and convincing manner. If you have a mentor, ask for their help. And now Tina has some more tips on how to build your case.
Sarah, another way to be prepared is to quantify. Quantify your contributions by highlighting improvements in efficiency, customer service, productivity, accuracy, or teamwork. Instead of only describing responsibilities, highlight specific achievements that increase revenue, improved efficiency, or reduce costs. Here are some examples. Assisted 50 plus customers per shift, helping maintain a 95% customer satisfaction rating. Processed 100 plus transactions daily with 99% cash handling accuracy. Recommended products to customers, helping increase daily sales by 10% during promotions. Another way to build your case is show that you're an asset. You can do this by tracking your job responsibilities, projects, and contributions, highlighting the value you add, so you have consistent performance and that you're not just a one-hit wonder. Maybe you just scored a deal or landed a big sale. That might be a good time to ask for a pay raise. Your case should stick to business terms that your employer can relate to, the contribution that you've made, and your value to your employer.
So, of course, professionalism is important when you're asking for a raise. Give yourself time to prepare. So start about 2 to 4 weeks out. When you've built your case and you're ready to go, request a meeting with your manager. You don't want to be disturbed during this important meeting, so be sure you don't have conference calls or client meetings scheduled. Also, clear your manager's calendar if you can. Put up a do not disturb sign for on-site meetings and set do not disturb status on your communication programs and devices. If it comes back that the answer is no, don't take it personally and don't quit. And don't feel bad if your request for a raise is turned down. It may have nothing to do with you personally or your performance. There may simply be not enough money in the budget for pay increases, regardless of how well deserved your raise may be. You spent time building your case and gathering your courage, so keep the momentum going. Depending on what reason is given, you may want to ask questions. For example, I'd like to get a better understanding for what my request wasn't approved. If the reason is related to performance, get specifics about what you need to do to improve. You also may want to ask your manager to set a date to revisit your raise request. Another approach is to ask for a bonus, such as, if I ace this project or if I hit these metrics, can we talk about a bonus?
Leave
And
with
now,
grace. Be sure, be informed, and be professional. Before leaving your current position, ensure your new job offer is confirmed in writing. If you don't have another position lined up, consider the basics. Finding a new job can take 3 to 6 months or longer. If you quit your job without good cause, you may not be eligible for unemployment benefits. Most of us know it's easier to find a job when you already have one. Keep that in mind when planning your next steps. Before leaving, make sure you're informed of company policies to see if the standard 2-week notice is applicable. Also review unused vacation or PTO and 401k options. Some companies require using accrued vacation before departure, while others allow payouts. Policies vary, so be sure you are well informed. Be careful sharing news too early, as it might reach your boss before you're ready. When participating in an exit interview, provide constructive, solution-focused feedback without speaking negatively. Maintain positive relationships, connect on professional platforms if appropriate, and express gratitude to colleagues and leadership. Leaving respectfully protects your reputation. Burning bridges can limit future opportunities. As your departure approaches, remain professional and continue performing your responsibilities to the best of your ability. Offer to assist with training your replacement and document key processes to ensure a smooth transition. Submit a formal resignation letter that briefly explains your decision, expresses appreciation for the opportunity, and confirms your final working day. Keep in mind, even if you provide 2 weeks notice as a courtesy to your company, management could ask you to leave immediately. Your computer access might be shut down. Don't take it personally. This is not uncommon and usually done to be safeguarded information from being removed from the company's database. Now, Sarah will conclude how to be professional while preparing to leave your current employment.
thank you. Being professional means you want your successor to be successful. You could start by making a list of all the things you normally handle on a daily, weekly, monthly, and even an annual basis so that your successor will have an idea of what the typical workflow looks like. Organize your work area and materials before you start training your replacement. If you have any projects that you're not going to be able to complete, get them to the best point possible and leave notes on what still needs to be done. Being a professional and a team person means setting things up so others won't have to deal with any chaos you left behind. Delete any personal stuff on the company computer and also clean up your desk if you work on site. As far as the company computer, clean it up both inside and outside. Be sure to return anything that's owned by the employer. If they sent you equipment to work from home, ask them to send you a prepaid shipping label. That's their responsibility and their cost to bear. Now, Tina will provide some resources and information, and then we'll have some questions and answers.
Remember, if you receive SSDI or SSI disability and are not a current client and want to find out if MEO can help you with our free services, you can visit our website at myemploymentoptions.com and click Apply Now to submit your application. If you are already a client of MEOs and have questions about the webinar, please reach out to your assigned MEO job counselor. For those who do not receive SSDI or SSI, I also want to make you aware about our other two divisions, Ask MEO and MEO Staffing. Ask MEO is our free referral resource division. If you're experiencing employment challenges, you can schedule a call to receive free resources. MEO Staffing is our newest division staffing agency creating to help job seekers find suitable employment. A typical candidate is someone with workspace experience, blue collar to executive level, who knows their career path and employment goals. Here are some links for sites we hope you find helpful as you strive for job success and career advancement. And please connect with us. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And now back to Sarah, so I'll get us started with the Q&A portion of today's webinar.
Thank you. We'll now address some of the questions we received that we have not already answered throughout our presentation. So we had one, Cameron wrote in and asked how to confidently ask for training for a possible promotion. First, do your homework. Research specific courses that align with your goals and the company goals as well, and also look into the costs and the dates of when those trainings will happen. Then outline some information about the value that it will add, the return on the company's investment, if there's going to be a cost on that. For example, increased productivity, new skills that you can put to work. Then prepare a concise proposal covering that information, the cost, the dates, and the benefits. Then request a meeting with your manager. You could send an email to them to get that started to discuss this. Cheryl asked, how do I move from a temporary position to permanent? Making the transition from a temp worker to a company employee can be a great career advancement stepping stone. Check with the staffing agency recruiter to see if this is a temp to perm opportunity. Definitely use the tips that we've spoken about throughout our presentation. But important things are to be on time, and if possible, don't miss any days, particularly during the first 90 days. Learn about the company so that you can communicate why you want to become a full-fledged employee. Let your manager know about your desire to be, a permanent member of the team. Be accountable for your job responsibilities. Do your job to the very best of your ability and learn new skills if needed. Develop good relationships with team managers and management so they will want you to stay on board, and demonstrate your commitment to the long term.
Zoe wants to know how to pursue career advancement in a remote setting. Great question, Zoe. Remote doesn't mean invisible. Make your contributions clear, your results count, and your presence felt by your team and management. Even from afar, you get ahead by showing your impact, owning your work, and staying visible. This concludes our webinar for today. Please be on the lookout for our follow-up email within 2 weeks that will have this presentation and recording in it. I'd like to extend a special thank you to my co-host, Sarah Lynn. Her participation in today's webinar is a true reflection of the dedication and passion she brings to supporting her clients every day. And a special thank you to our creative staff who put in their time and dedication to make this successful. And thank you all again for attending. We truly appreciate your spending time with us today. Have a wonderful day and bye.